Hey everybody. So I'm here with Chimera. I haven't been looking forward to this video. So, as you all know, he was scheduled to go in. He's bobbing at Finn because Finn's giving him grief. To go see the veterinarian for his follow-up. And he did that. And I'm going to apologize because I know I'm not going to get through this without showing how heartbroken I am. But he went in and they did another x-ray. And so the two spots that looked like little calcified spots that were on his lungs are now full-blown nodules. He also has one on the left side of his body that's pushing on his lungs that just developed over the week. And there's even one forming in his broken leg joint, which is so freaking bizarre. Anyway, so I asked her, what we're dealing with here, if it was cancer. And she said no, she didn't think so. She thought it was a systemic infection. And, so I asked if there were, any more treatments. And so she said that she's giving him a systemic antibiotic by injection. So, yeah, we're back to shots again. Poor guy. And she refilled his oral antibiotic. So he's now taking 2 antibiotics. And, this little scab on his mouth, we're just kind of hoping will fall off on its own. We don't want to take it off early because it'll just bleed. This side healed up really nice. The other side's kind of giving us grief. But she said to go ahead and give him the treatment. The best case scenario is if we can shrink down those nodules so that they're not impacting him, then we'll just keep him on antibiotics, probably the oral ones, for the rest of his life. But if they don't work, then she said there's really nothing else that can be done for him, and that we would have to talk about quality of life issues. So I asked her why the antibiotic he was on wasn't really taking care of it. And she said that his immune system is just so compromised from the neglect that he had in probably the first 2 years of his life, that he just can't compensate for it. So that's kind of where we are. So after everything that he's been through, and how hard that he has tried to survive in spite of everything done to him, he may not make it. So we're giving him his treatments all this week, every day. And then she's going to call us next week to see how he's doing. So now you'll notice that he is breathing easier. He's not gaping nearly as much, so that's a good thing. But I'm still having to syringe feed him. I offer him food every day, including hornworms, which are his favorite, but he's not eating. So I'm having to give him syringe feedings in addition to all the medicine and the whole thing. So I'm doing that. And I think part of the reason is this medicine does upset his stomach. I mean, he's just really, I think he's a little nauseous and a little queasy, so. But he doesn't give me too much grief over the syringe food. He eats it when I offer it to him without a lot of grief. But I'm really only getting a 1 milliliter syringe into him every day, so we'll see. So now I have to figure out if all of this isn't enough and he tries to go into brumation, should I just let him, knowing that he won't come out of it? would it be better if this doesn't work, if he is euthanized so that he doesn't suffer? And guys, it's really not about, the almost $2,400 that I spent on him, or the sleepless nights I've had holding him all night so he could breathe easier, or the 30% interest it's going to cost me to pay that off for 2 or 3 years. That was all my choice, okay? It has nothing to do with that. But like I said in previous videos, I've never seen a dragon want to survive so badly as this little guy. He's come through the odds more than once. And, I talked to the vet and I said, is there truly nothing else that we can do? And she said, well, I could send him for a CT scan for another couple $1,000, and I could send him to a specialized surgeon to do the surgery. But she said, the reality is he probably wouldn't survive the anesthesia, especially since we know now that, his breathing is compromised too. So, and even if he did, she said that there's no guarantee that the nodules wouldn't just grow right back. So, but, she said that, the radiologist was so impressed that how beautiful his bone structure was. And I said, you said that before. I have to assume then that they see, pretty bad bones on these guys. And she said, oh, you have no idea. I've seen so many dragon's bones that look like Swiss cheese because they just didn't have the calcium and the UVB they needed. I mean, that's the reality. So, I don't think surgery is appropriate for him. I think he's fought long and hard enough. So, I'm hoping that this treatment for the week is gonna work. He is breathing better. You see, he hasn't gaped at yet, not even once. So that's a big improvement. And of course, everybody loved his sweater. I don't know. See, I said in an early video that when he first got here that once he had put on a little bit of weight that he would get his own sweater, and he does. He'll get lots of sweaters. But, it's starting to get cold here, and I didn't want him to be outside without some insulation. So he had his sweater on when he went, and they thought it was so cute, and everybody took a picture of it, and I thought, oh, for God's sake, it's just a fuzzy sock made into a sweater. It's really okay. I know, huh? But it does look awfully cute on him. And so, and if you guys need to see how to make these, there's a video on my channel about how to do it. There's no sewing involved. So, yeah, the news wasn't fantastic, you guys. So, I remain hopeful. And if it doesn't work, then I'm sort of stuck with trying to decide if he tries to go into brumation, if I should just go ahead and let him, knowing he won't wake up from it. Or try to keep him awake so that he has as much of life as he can. The one thing I will not do is let him suffer anymore. So, we're doing what we can this week. And then what I'll probably do is, when we are finished with the antibiotics, is give him a few days to kind of get back in order and see if his appetite comes back when his stomach feels better, and see if he'll eat. He's still taking his daily bath, so he's getting lots of water, and he's drinking that fine. But you guys, you know, I try really hard not to have rants on this channel, because who wants to hear somebody rant all day, first of all? And second of all, I really want people who need to rehome their animals to do that and not feel like, you know, they are being browbeaten or put down or, you know, whatever. Because then they won't put them up for rehoming, and then that dooms the animal for sure. But you know what? This animal may die because the first 2 years, which were the most important, he didn't have what he needed. He didn't have UVB consistently. He didn't have food consistently. He didn't have calcium consistently. And so yes, okay, for 4 years, but the first 2 were the most important. But he made it for 4 years till he finally figured, I guess they're never going to figure out that I'm dying because I don't have enough food and I don't have the right light. And he finally stopped eating so that he could die. And so he finally got here. Okay, well, you know, in the 9 months that I've had him, he's done amazingly well. He's made huge strides. You know, yeah, I made up for the lack of calcium because now his skeletal structure is exactly what it should be. It's beautiful and complete, no holes in it, no gaps anywhere. And yes, he put on the weight he should have had initially. So, you know, he put on over 300 grams in the 9 months that he's been here. But you know, sometimes it's just not enough. You can rescue them, you can do everything you can, but I can only make up for so much, guys. I could not make up for all the time that he did not have what he needed. God knows I tried. And I really wanted him to survive so badly because he wanted to so much. You know, a lot of these dragons, you get them in and you can just see it in their eyes that they've given up. They're just not going to go forward. And they just kind of peacefully pick a place in their enclosure and they just curl up and they just die. But not this one. He has fought the entire time. He's just not giving up. He's still fighting. And I know he feels terrible. You know, this stuff doesn't taste good. And, you know, it's all a bunch of BS. But he's still trying, you know. But there's only so much you can make up for. So please, 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 if you are going to take one of these animals home with you, either as a hatchling or as an adult, as a pet or as a rescue, please do your research. Do what is required for them. It's really not that much, but they have to have it, okay? Please do what they need. You know, and the minute that you find out that you aren't going to be able to, take them somewhere where they can. You can turn these animals into any shelter. And yes, if you go to your local shelter, they may say, oh my gosh, you know, we're really not equipped for them. Are you sure you can't keep them? All you have to do is say, listen, I can't keep them. Thank you. Bye. Turn around and leave. They will find a rescue. They will call somebody like me, or they'll call a veterinarian. They will find a place where he will be cared for appropriately. Okay? Please don't condemn them to a painful, tortured, miserable, short life. Okay? If you're lucky enough to have one of these amazing creatures grace your life, and they are amazing creatures, I dare you, I double dog dare you, to find another reptile that has this level of trust in people. You know? And it makes no sense. I mean, figure it out. If the situation were reversed and some giant scaled creatures that were giants to you picked up your entire body, would you be docile about it? They put you in a glass room that you couldn't escape from, and you just had to hope that they'd remember to feed you. Would you be nice? Might you be unpredictable? Might you want to bite or scratch or give a warning? Yeah, these guys trust you implicitly. They figure, well, if you're picking me up, you'll take care of me. You don't want me to suffer. Why would you want that? I don't want you to suffer. And they absolutely 100% with all their heart trust you to do what's right for them. So please don't betray them. There's just no reason for it, you guys. If you need help figuring out where you have to take an animal, a dragon, or you know somebody with a dragon who feels like they can't continue their care, contact me. I will find out where in your area you can take them. Please get them where they need to go, please. All they want to do is be part of your world. That's it. They just want to go with you, you know? They just want to watch a show with you on TV or go to the store with you. Or hang out in your office while you're working. That's all they want. You know? They just need proper lighting, proper heat, and live feeders. That's all they ask. And the way that people treat these animals is infuriating. Literally infuriating. There's a video on the dodo, which you guys probably already know is a YouTube channel that deals with all kinds of different animals. Okay. The dodo had a video a while back. And if you have the stomach for it, you ought to see it. Somebody broke a bearded dragon's back in 3 places, threw it in a dark closet, shut the door, and walked out of a house and moved somewhere else. And I swear to God, if I ever run across the person that did it, I'll spend the rest of my life in prison because I will be exacting revenge. And then sometime later, we don't know if it was days or weeks or months, the landlord that owned the house came in to do an inspection to see what needed to be fixed before the next tenants could move in. He opened the closet, and this creature that only had use of its front legs crawled out, still alive, and unrecognizable in the shape it was in, back broken in 3 places. And yes, they found a home. It lives with a lady now who loves it. Made it a little modified wheelchair that it could use so it could still crawl around on the floor without dragging its back body. It'll never have the life of a dragon. No, some person made sure that was never a possibility again. I encourage you to see it if you have the stomach for it. It took me a while. It took me a few tries to get through it because I was so appalled and disgusted and angry that I almost couldn't watch it. And that was just somebody who was moving. Didn't want to have to worry about it. Figured they'd break its back and it would die, and they threw it in a closet. Except it didn't. And I don't know how long it probably spent in that dark, tiny closet before that landlord opened the door. And it crawled out, still wanting to survive after all that. Probably wondering why, when it gave everything it had to its owner, why they would do that to it. and yet still trusting the next human that came into its path to do something better for it. These are amazing, amazing creatures. Okay? We don't deserve them. We're not worthy of the love and trust that they give us. And for no reason. They don't have to trust us. Why? But they do. So every single one of you and everyone that you know that has a dragon, they're all of our responsibility. All of them. If you know somebody's struggling or they're not doing right, give them a website. Tell them what they need to do. Buy them a book. Offer to take their dragon in for them. Do whatever you have to do. Because the greatest threat to their existence is us. And the laziness and the lack of care and concern that comes with being us. So, I don't know how much time he has left, you guys, but we're going to do whatever we can. When he completes the medication, we'll do a recheck, and we'll assess his quality of life, and give him the best life he can have for as long as he can, filled with lots and lots of natural sunlight and good food. And all the love he can handle. And then if we have to make the worst decision available, then I will hold him while that takes place. Because I promised him when he got here, he would never die cold or alone or starving or sick ever again. And I meant it. Because after everything that happened to him, he put his trust in me, and I will never betray that. So, send your good wishes and your good vibes. We could sure use them. Those of you who pray, say extra prayers for him. I have to get another pair of fuzzy socks with a Santa on them so he can have a Santa sweater for the holidays. Yeah. Okay, guys. I just wanted to give you the update so you would all know what was going on. Sorry it took so long, but this is like my third or fourth attempt to get this video out. But, you know, like right now, he's not breathing that bad. So if this is how he ended up, I think this is okay. I mean, I myself have issues with breathing. I use 2 different inhalers. I mean, you know, there are worse things. But if he's struggling to breathe every 5 minutes, that's different. Okay? This could be a good quality of life for him. He could still enjoy his world if he got back to being able to eat, and this is how he ended up. And if I have to give him medicine every day, I will. That's fine. But he will not suffer here. So, what do you think, Chimera? Anything else? Did I miss anything, buddy? Huh? Anything, handsome? I think I got everything. I tried. But yeah, he's the best boy. He puts up with, oh my God, so much. Because he just wants to survive. And if he doesn't, it will be because he didn't have what he needed by the people who took him home and promised to care for him initially. So yeah, do the right thing, okay? If you get an animal like this and you realize it's going to be beyond you, rehome them. Take them to a rescue. Take them to a shelter. Contact me. Whatever you need to do to get them somewhere, to someone who can take care of them. Because that's the right thing to do. If you got one and you were taking care of it and your circumstances changed and you just can't take them any longer with you, or you're moving or you're leaving or going out of state, whatever you're doing, and you can't bring their tank, okay, things happen. Find someone to take care of them. Go to a shelter. Drop them off. Do what you need to do to make sure that you can get on with your life and that they don't suffer for it. Okay? And again, if you need any help, please don't hesitate to drop me a comment. I'll do whatever I can to help you find a place for them. And yeah, we'll keep you posted. Where you going? Don't leave. Well, it's a better look of his sweater anyway. All right, guys. Well, have a good weekend. And like I said, we'll keep you in the loop on what transpires with this cute little guy. Okay? All right. Hope everybody had a nice Halloween. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye.